Hey folks, welcome to Wolfpane's Gaming Den. Today we have another unboxing video for you. We'll be unboxing the game Orbis, designed by Tim Armstrong with artwork by Davide Tosello, and the game is published by Space Cowboys. It's predominantly a tile-laying game designed for 2 to 4 players, and it's expected to be played in roughly about 45 minutes. So let's go to the table, let's open up the box and see what's inside, so that if you want to pick up one of these, you know what to expect. Alright, so here we have the front of the box for Orbis. It's not the largest box that you can have, but it's definitely a full-size box for the game. The artwork, as you can see, is a little has a bit of a cartoon vibe going on, but it's fairly attractive, very colorful and bright, and has a decent amount of details going on. Going on to the back, we can see images of the tiles that you can expect to have in the game. We have some images of characters that we can see up here, so we'll open up the box and see what they're inside. The version that I have seems to be bilingual, so there's both English and French language instructions going on in the back. So we'll open up the box, perhaps the contents inside are going to be bilingual as well. The version that you have may differ. This one is obviously a version that was sold within Canada, so it is bilingual from that point of view. So let's take the shrink off and see what's inside. As always, folks, I'll be moving things around on the table to make space for things as we bring them out. So with that, let's open it up. There is obviously the name of the game going around in the background. It looks like that the back of the box has some design as well, so we'll get a better look at that once we open it up. The first thing we can see are a set of cubes, and I am familiar with the rules of the game. So these are cubes that will denote sort of like the currency of the game. You'll basically be collecting them and using them to put out tiles over the course of the game. So they come in 5 different colors, and they seem to be standard wooden cubes. These are not plastic, so maybe we'll just open one up to have a quick look. So as you can see, fairly standard size cubes right there. So next up, we have the rule books, and as expected, we have it in 2 different languages. We'll put the French version aside. We'll have a look at the English one. Obviously, this will give you a sense on as to what to expect with the French version as well. So let's open it up. Contents, tile descriptions, setup for 4 players. The setup is fairly quick. And the play itself is not that heavy. It's definitely sort of like on the more medium end of lighter end, rather, I would say, of what might be considered a medium weight game for it. There do seem to be some changes to the rules for a 3-player game and a 2-player game. There's sufficient visuals and designs going on in here to give you a good sense on what to expect. And it's a fairly easy one to learn as well, so something you can look forward to. And then of course we have the designers and the artwork, the artist on the back of the rulebook itself. Alright, so extra bag, we'll put that to the side. And this is where I expect we'll see bulk of the content for the game. So, but very quickly, as expected, you can see the back of the box. And it's nice to see that there's a bit of artwork going on in here. Not something that a lot of games come with, but it's always a nice touch, aesthetically pleasing whenever you see one of these. Alright, so as expected, for a tile-laying game, there's a lot of punch boards going on in here, and most of these are the tiles that we will be playing. So let's have a quick look at how these work. Punch out fairly easily. Then you have these smaller tokens. So these are victory point tokens for tiles where you're unable to complete the objective or meet the requirements. You're supposed to put this to cover up the point that might otherwise be printed on it. but these are punching out quite well. Thickness is okay. It's not the thickest you will ever see, but it's good enough to withstand multiple plays. And these are double-sided as well. So this side is the one that you will more often than not have face up as you're playing the game. Gives you the resource cost right up here. This gives you the tiers of the different tiles. So there comes in denominations of 1, 2, and 3. A little bit about what the tile does, and then some nice artwork going on in here. I don't know whether you can tell from looking at this or not, but the level of design is pretty decent. The level of detail is pretty decent, rather, I should say. Good artwork going on in here. It is double-sided, so the back end is more generic. If you're unable to meet some of the requirements of the tile, you'll be placing it this side up. But this is what you'll probably be seeing most of the time over the course of the game. So let's punch a few more of these and see what they look like. So again, I really like the color aesthetics. Now, one thing I don't know whether you can make out or not, these are not equals length sides, if that's a right way of describing it. These are shorter and these are longer, so it's a bit of a squished hexagon from that sense. But I expect it's probably functionally more useful as a result of that. So more of these, more hexes, more tiles going on. And this is where we get to some of the I believe these are called the God tiles. So you can pick up some of these characters once, I believe, over the course of the game, and it gives you some sort of an either ongoing ability or one-off ability, perhaps, as you move along. And you can see that these are different in terms of design. These have a dark blue background, double-sided as well, but the back end is more generic with all the artwork of the characters put together. But these are nice. So far I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. And then lastly, more of these tiles, and then these additional markers. Everything's punching out well so far. These are just tokens that tell you that you have a permanent always on ability to meet the requirement of some of those colored markers. And then tokens you can win based on certain conditions that might be met. So there you go. So lots of tiles in the game, as you might expect for something that's predominantly a tiling game. So far, I would definitely say that I'm happy with the quality, and hopefully this gives you a good sense of what to expect as well. And just looking at the count, there's going to be 10 of these sheets that will come in the game itself. All right, so with that, let's just go back for some quick and final comments. All right, folks. So this hopefully gives you a good sense of what to expect within the game box itself. Contents, as you can see, are fairly standard for something that's a little lighter towards the medium end, perhaps, if I can call it that. But overall, good component quality for a tiling game, and looking forward to a few games of this. I'll also be doing a tutorial of this in the upcoming days, so keep an eye out for that if it's something that's of interest to you. And with that, that's it for the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.